It is super important that our clients understand the difference between cost and price. Do you understand the difference between cost and price and how it relates to the restoration industry? Okay, so the difference between cost and price. The price is what you pay for it today. Cost takes into consideration time and the life of ownership or the life of use. A good analogy would be if you went out and bought the highest end Honda Accord and you went out and bought let's say a C-Class Mercedes, maybe they have close to the same price, right? But if you're going to hold those cars for 10 years, which one's going to have the lowest cost? Is the Honda going to have the lowest cost, or is the Mercedes going to have the lowest cost? Now, let's try to relate this to restoration, okay? So when you are a mitigation-focused restoration contractor like Service First, what that means is you're going to utilize specialized equipment to minimize the amount of demolition. And when you minimize the amount of demolition, you actually reduce the total cost on the project. Now, if you do that, that's specialty equipment. You can do things to dry cabinets, dry wood floors, inject air into walls. You can do things that are going to minimize the amount of demolition. What that actually can do is that actually can slightly raise the mitigation invoice, but it actually lowers the overall project costs when it comes to repairs. Maybe it also you can take into consideration somebody has to move out of their property because instead of drying the wood floors, you have to demo them and take out all the furniture, stuff like that. So it's really important when you're evaluating a restoration proposal or restoration invoice to take into consideration the price versus cost analysis, right? And make sure that you're really comparing apples to apples. Okay, so you always want to look when making a buying decision in restorations, how do we lower the overall cost? Don't get stuck buying on price. Look at the overall project and reducing costs. And so if you have questions on price versus cost, you want us to help analyze or evaluate a competitor's bid, we'd love to help you do that. Price versus cost is super important to take into consideration when choosing a restoration contractor. We are your restoration hero, your water, mold, and fire experts. We look forward to working with you and keeping your costs down. So thank you very much.